Evening, welcome to the Derby debrief from Rams TV. I'm Ian Bradley with former Derby captain Sean Barker alongside. Here to react to a defeat for Derby this afternoon. The winning run is over, the unbeaten run is over as well. The Rams losing at Wycombe by 3-2. They thought about staging another late fight back. They did pull a goal back right before added time got underway, but Wycombe holding on to end Derby's unbeaten run. You'll get reaction from Paul Warne, head coach. Aaron Cashin has spoken to us already as well. That to come. Word or two from Barks to kick us off as always. Disappointment obviously, Sean, but the run I guess had to come to an end sometime. It
had to at some point. It seems like a long time ago that we talked about defeat. We've been such a good run, so consistent with our performances, been hard to score against, scored freely, especially at home. And we knew it was always going to be a bit of a fight this afternoon. They made it difficult for us, they didn't allow us to play. We created good opportunities, and I'll say it's opportunities because we didn't get in the box enough and didn't have that killer instinct in front of goal. Apart from that, the game was pretty balanced. For me, I just thought Wycombe scored at really crucial points, and the goals, when you look back at them, are disappointing, especially the third, which I think we had like 5 or 6 opportunities to stop their attack. So frustrating, disappointing, but Paul's been in the game long enough to appreciate these runs do come to an end. We've been remarkable of late. Don't be too down. Pick ourselves back up, and we need to get back to playing and performing and getting results.
You made the comment at half-time, Derby felt as though they had another 10-20% in them. It sort of felt like that all day.
There was a period in the second half where the intensity picked up, and I think it was just after we got our goal, got back into it. The intensity picked up, it was a little bit more open, which is what I thought that we were better with. Wycombe set the tone by every time it went out. They got their early goals, so they were slowing things down, they were frustrating, balls were going out of play, and the structure of the game and the context of the game fell into Wycombe's hand, I thought. Now, when it was open and it was a little bit more free, we've got the players to punish teams, and it just wasn't free-flowing game throughout, and that's how they make it. That's why they get so many positive results at home. So, a game to learn from, a game to move on from. I don't think we were terrible. I think it could have gone either way. The key moments, the key points, I think Wycombe just made the most of them.
More from Barks in a moment. First, here's Paul Warne.
Well, Paul, the unbeaten run's come to an end. What did you make of that this afternoon? It was an enthralling contest.
Yeah, frustrating contest for us on the side of the pitch, I think. I thought we started the game really well, and they got a goal on a counter, which is frustrating. We should have won the header from the set piece. We didn't. They break down the other end and score, so that was disappointing. But then I thought after that, apart from one chance late on, they slashed across the 6-yard box. In the first half, I thought we were the team in the ascendancy, really. I thought we deserved a goal for our play. And our front team players were having a bit of joy. I thought Dobbs was really good, and I think it was Nat slashed one across the 6-yard box. You just need someone to be on the end of it, and it frustrates me why there isn't. So winning at half time, there wasn't a lot, and we said to them, it's not a tactical game today. The way Wycombe, they've won 13 out of 14 at home. Well, they won 14 out of 15, unfortunately, but they make it difficult to play against. We just probably didn't have enough in the final third to win the game. But I thought we created loads of opportunities to score. Loads of times we got in the box and just pulled the trigger. And like one in the first half, Corey's in, just shoot, and he's tried to cut in again. And it's just those last seconds of our play. Generally, I thought our play was really good, and I was really proud of them. But that's the frustration, I think.
Is that a reminder then just how fine the margins are between winning and losing in this division? Or in football in generally, I guess.
Yeah, in life generally, you're not wrong. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said to them after that, I can't really fault their effort levels or anything like that. But just the final third, we just weren't. And obviously, football doesn't matter what it does, but between box to box, it's just about chances and if you take them, really. So as good as our play was at times, and obviously the last 5 or 10 minutes, it was purely random. We weren't ruthless enough in the final third, which is disappointing, but the lads are hurting from defeat, and I've just said to them then that have half an hour, feel really sorry for yourself, that's fine, but do not get on the bus with a sulky face, because I won't take it. They're all like playing so well, the team are so close, and like they've lost a game, boo-hoo. there's another one in 3 days' time. Just get on with the next one. So, like I said, feel bad for half an hour, but after that, you just got to look forward to the next one and 2 home games. If you can get back-to-back wins, I know it's a big if, you're in a good place again. So, frustrating today for many reasons, but I don't come away from it thinking any less of the team. I think the team were excellent. They had fight to the end. They kept going. So, in that respect, I go away quite proud, in fairness.
Because you've been on a phenomenal run to get yourselves in the position that you are. Was it sort of a conscious effort when you're speaking to the players there, just to remind them losing's part of sport and you've got plenty of games left to get yourselves back on the horse and go again, because you haven't got too high when we've won games and you definitely don't want to go the other way when you lose a game?
No, I mean, you can ask the lads what I said. I told them I was really proud of them. Yeah, I mean, defeats are part of sport and they do make you feel physically sick, but no one hits defeat worse than me. Like I nearly burst in tears in there because I was so raged at losing. So, but it's about the fact that, like, you don't want to feel like that again. So, you know, what can we improve on for the next game? What can we improve on? So, and that's all we can do. Like, I'm talking to you now and I'm rambling because I only remember the games in moments and the emotion I was feeling. Like, I'm like a super fan. So I feel the same emotions as you and people watching me possibly, but I need to watch the game back and critique it. But it isn't a game where, like, they never played through us. You know, it was always like, you know, a ball up, which I'm not criticising them for, by the way, a ball up to Vokes, gets seconds, McCleary comes inside, shoots or whatever. We probably had a bit more cunning to our play, but fundamentally they scored more goals. So, look, I'm really happy with where the team are, really happy how they're playing, you know, the impact from the subs and the way the senior pros take it, just get off the pitch, someone else is coming on. The lads are in a good place, but it's just, as tacky as this sounds, one of them days where, you know, things that wanted to go your way, that odd bounce, that odd shot that just didn't come off for us today. So, you know, fair play to Wickham. They go away with their win and we have to pick ourselves up again for Tuesday.
We prove what we're capable of. Get yourselves ready and go on another run. I would imagine that was pretty much the message to the players.
Yeah, I mean, apart from a few home games, like, you know, we beat Port Vale 2-1. You're talking about a chuff. Nat's flick isn't that perfect. It's a 1-1 draw. You're talking about the smallest of margins in football. And today our smallest margins weren't good enough to win. That is the truth. Everything else is just, you know, blag and bluster. There'll be clever people than me say, oh, this should have happened, that should have happened. Like, realistically, like, did we pull the trigger enough? Were we ruthless enough on set pieces? Were we? And at times, possibly not. And to win at places like this, everything has to go well. You have to have a ref who can keep up the play. You have to have a bit of flow to the game, which there wasn't. There wasn't enough flow. Like, we're a fit, strong side who can play. And like, it just didn't feel like the ball was ever in play.
Paul Warne, Derby County's head coach, disappointed obviously after the 3-2 defeat at Wickham today, and as you said earlier, we're not used to seeing him like that. Not since October of Derby lost in the league, and it brings to an end the unbeaten run. A decent opening 10 minutes, and as you said, Wickham scored at a good time, didn't they, to go 1-0 up, and then there was a long spell where the next goal was really important. Did you feel that once Derby got back in the game, they would kick on? Because they didn't really do that second half.
They didn't. They got back in the game, and then it shifted back into Wickham's favour. So they started to press and get further up the pitch and created opportunities for themselves. So it was a little bit backwards and forwards the whole game. The first half there was a little bit more, I won't say control, but Derby had a little bit more in terms of creating opportunities in the final third without making the most of them. And I think if you look back at the end of the game, the opportunities in the final third, the crosses that came across the box, they had chances to shoot when maybe they were reluctant to, bodies in the box, there was opportunities to get more goals. And I just thought we lacked what we've had of late, which is that killer instinct, that moment of quality to really make the most of those situations. The goals that we conceded were poor, switching off from a set play. The third goal was really disappointing, and you'd never felt at that point that we were going to get back in the game. Unsurprisingly, we get a goal and you think it might just be on, but there was a little bit too much in the end. Was
it the game that you expected in terms of the way that Wickham approached it? We heard just before the game the pitch hadn't been watered, and we know how they like to play. Derby competed well, but was it sort of the contest you thought it would be?
exactly what was expected. The only difference is they got that early goal, and when they got that early goal, the amount of times the ball went out of play, the amount of times they slowed it down, they frustrated. They were trying to set the tempo after getting that first goal. It would have been a completely different one if Derby had got that goal. So the disappointing thing is those moments where we get it back to 1-1. Can we then take it to Wycombe? Can we kind of apply the pressure to them? I thought they got back into it. They got the second goal, and games are won by goals, and they got the big moments. They scored at the right times, and it just felt they were a little shy of where we have been. And again, I don't think it was a bad performance. It was just shy of the standards, the expectations, the quality that we're shown of late.
The third goal was the one that really rankles, isn't it? And I guess there's some leeway given because Derby were pushing for the equaliser, but that was the one that really took it away from them, as we saw, because Derby did get the goal later.
Leeway, I wouldn't give them leeway. I wouldn't. No, I don't think so. I think you defend how you defend throughout the 90 minutes, whether you're winning 5-0 or whether you're losing 5-0. I saw 5 instances that haven't happened of late, which is not winning that first contact, not winning the second, third, fourth ball, that the standard to try and stop the cross, the dealing with the man at the front post, they're things that we've eradicated the last 2 or 3 months. They're the things that we didn't give teams a sniff. And that third goal frustrates me because at 2-1 you never know. We know that we can get back into the game. You know that we've got the quality to punish teams. And when it went to 3, it just felt like it was too big. And little details, Paul mentioned it there, little details go a long way. And I thought at times those little details were lacking today, and the third goal highlighted that for me. But again, we got in the final third, we got chances, we had opportunities, we didn't make the most of them.
Paul Wall mentioned Lewis Dobbin in particular, scored a very good goal. How encouraging is that for him? Because that final ball, whether it be cross, whether it be shot, that is the thing that has been lacking from his game.
Yeah, his last game he was outstanding, and he had a bit of everything. He was creative, he was using his pace and his ability to get past players. He had it in moments today. I thought Mendez-Laing on the right had a moment, especially in the first half. I felt that Mendez-Laing was the player to give the ball to. But getting the goal, it was a wonderful goal as well. It was just a bit too late for me, but it's great for his confidence. You can see he is a confident lad, but how he takes that onto the pitch is so important, and goals and assists and man of the match performances are what's going to get him to the level that's above this. And we have signs of it again today, but there's a few players short of it as well, which is unlike the likes of McGoldrick, who normally he's the player that you look to for moments of magic. He was a little bit off it today. So there's a few players a little bit shy, but it's just a game of football. We knew it's going to be competitive. We knew it's going to be difficult. It played into their hands at times, and ultimately they picked up the 3 points. And
let's get some more reaction from Adams Park. We can hear from Aaron Cashin.
Cash, a battling performance, but ultimately the run has come to an end today. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, obviously disappointed that the run's come to an end. I thought, obviously, the run, like going forwards, like we've been playing well, and obviously I think today, it was a tough place to come. We knew that. We knew obviously they were going to be physical. We knew it was going to be a handful up top, and we knew what sort of style they were going to play. And I think for the whole we sort of matched that. But then there just them odd times we switched off or made that slight error and the punished us. But like the gaffer said in the meeting, he said that we need to just pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and we go again and we need to make sure the next 2 games we win.
You can see the fighting spirit in the side when those knocks did come in the game. You picked yourselves up and were right back in their faces, weren't you? Yeah,
100%. I think that's the positive that we can take from today. Obviously, we didn't give up, and I think if we would have packed it in and gone under, then there's big questions asked. But we didn't do that, and obviously we were knocking on the door, and we had chances to win the game throughout the game, first half, second half, and towards the end. Even we could have got back in it and got a draw, but it weren't to be. But we're just looking forward to putting it right.
Yeah, like I say, a chance to put it right on Tuesday. Not many teams go a whole season unbeaten, or on the run that you have. It's one black mark on the record, but nothing to stop you putting a run together like this again, is there?
Oh, 100%. I think that's the aim now. We've just got to go again. I mean, that's what the good teams do, and if we want to get promotion, we're not going to win every game, but now we just need a reaction from the lads, which we'll make sure we have, and we'll make sure that the next game we put it right.
Yeah, 2 home games to come next week. How much are you looking forward to getting back to Pride Park?
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously Pride Park, it just feels you know, there's such a vibe there, and I think hopefully like that's going to help us, you know, put another run back together, and we'll be looking for 6 points 100%.
What's the mood been like in there? I'm sure everyone's disappointed, but keen to put things right, like you say.
Yeah, listen, we've spoke about it, and we'll be disappointed. But like the gaffer said, as soon as we get back on the bus, you know, to go home, we just need to park it and get ready for the next games, because we haven't got time to sulk. You know what I mean? We've got a chase that we've got to go on. We've got a run that we've got to make. So yeah, just everyone's just obviously still disappointed now, but by Tuesday we'll be ready.
Yeah, so Monday you'll be back in training, won't you? And that'll be take the bits from it and straight back onto Lincoln and looking to put things right and get back on the winning trail.
Yeah, they'll have the coaches and stuff will have done their research, and they'll pass it on to us, and then yeah, we'll be ready for when the kick-off comes.
And back in front of a home crowd as well. The away fans today, they were excellent again, weren't they?
Yeah, they were quality even when we were losing. They got behind us, they stuck behind us, and you know that really pushed us on. So thanks for that, but unfortunately we couldn't get anything out of the game. But yeah, it was nice to have them there.
Thanks for your time, Cash. Cheers.
Thank you.
There is Erin Cashin reacting to Derby's defeat at Wycombe this afternoon. Plenty of goals, plenty of red cards around in League One this afternoon. A victory for Barnsley despite having a man sent off. One of the sides in the top 6 winning at home to Cambridge today. Big win for Burton. Sam Winnall got a late goal as they beat Exeter, pulls them a little bit further away from the relegation zone. Fleetwood winning at Charlton, who had a man sent off. Ipswich held the leaders going into the afternoon at Leeds Sheffield Wednesday at Portman Road. Came back from 2-0 down, in fact, the host there. Lincoln won by a goal to nil. Bristol Rovers having a man sent off in that one. Point for Forest Green away at Morecambe, doesn't do a great deal for either side. Big win for Bolton, thrashed Peterborough at London Road. Not that long ago that Peterborough changed their manager, of course. Win for Plymouth, which has seen them go back to the top of the table. We'll look at that in a second. And a victory for Shrewsbury as well. Thriller there. They came from behind to beat Port Vale. Table then. Plymouth have gone back to the top and lead Sheffield Wednesday by a couple of points. They have played a game more. Ipswich stay third. They're level with Bolton on points now, who go above Derby. After the Rams defeat today, Wycombe climbing to 7th, but still 3 points out of the top 6. Worth mentioning there is a bit of an imbalance in games played in those playoff places. At the other end, pretty much as you were, Burton climbing a couple of places after their win, and Forest Green still bottom of the table. That's it from us for now, although there's not too long for you to wait until there's more football on Rams TV. We're back at Pride Park on Tuesday night for the visit of Lincoln. It's a game that you can watch on Rams TV worldwide. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Driven in by Sibley toward Cashin. Dobbin hits it! Wow! Well, he's been waiting for a goal at Pride Park Stadium.
Mendez-Laing with Sibley. Sibley trying to find a bit of space for himself. Ball in towards Hourihane!
Thomas went down far too easily. Here's McGoldrick. And there's the hat-trick! A clinical first half performance from David McGoldrick.